Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here tonight at Norristown Gymnasium for the game between the Eagles of Norristown and Central Bucks East. And Frank, a game with some kind of significance to it, because if the Eagles win tonight, we capture our division. And that's going to be important a week and a half, 2 weeks from now, when the seeding committee meets and starts doing some seeding for the district tournament.
It's going to be interesting to see how they do the seeding, because none of the teams in our division have very good records. Even if Norristown wins, right now they have 3 losses. And some of the teams on paper look a lot better. For example, Cheltenham, Hatboro, Horsham, North Penn, except for the fact that we beat North Penn.
Yeah, except I was talking with Ted Monaco, who does a lot of scouting work for Tom McGee, and we talked about that, and he indicated to me that because they will have a better record than we will, even though we beat them, they'll probably get a higher seed. The one thing that has changed significantly from in the last 2 or 3 years is before that, they seeded by leagues, so that the league first place team automatically got, a big seed. Well, that didn't work because some of the southern Chester County schools down where I live were terrible. So they've gone away from that now. But even now, I think it's rather interesting. I figure Chester, Coatesville, Westchester, Henderson, and Lower Merion are going to be the top 4 seeds. You then bunch, and the important one is to be 8 rather than 9. That's the real place.
That's right. Yeah, the interesting thing is we have 3 losses in our division. 2 were without our high scorer Lopp. Lopp did not play the last game against William Tennant, which we lost. And I guess they don't take that into consideration in seeding. But when you consider 2 of our losses were very close games with our high scorer not there.
All right. Frank, a couple questions to you as we get ready to go into the playoffs. Now, this is our next to last home game. We're at home against Upper Dublin on the 14th. That's our last game. And I guess the playoffs will start the week after that. What do you see as the positives for Norristown as we're within 4 games of the end of the year?
Well, the big positive is for next year. Most of them will be back. That's what I see as the big positive. But a big negative I see is that Tom McGee, I'm sure he still doesn't know who the dependable 5 are out there. Which 5 do you pick when the game comes down to the end? And maybe you need a couple points, or you have to keep the other team from getting a couple points. By this time of the year, you should know who that 5 are. And I'm not sure he does know. Not that it's his fault. Many times he comes out here and he has a different group that he has to pick from.
So one of the things you think he should be looking for in this last 4 games is to find these 5, get a dependable starting unit, people you can go to.
And where we're tonight, we're missing Crutchfield, we're missing Green, who was the big scorer against William Tennant. He's only a 9th grader, but he busted his ankle and he's gone. Okay, so even tonight he's missing two pretty good players.
Yeah, actually, though, that worked out better than we thought because his ankle is not broken, and Tommy told me he thought he would have him back by next week. I think what you do, you don't let him play in any of the next 4 games, or 3 games after night, and you have him so that he's going to be ready for the playoffs.
But still, when he comes back to the playoffs, he's a 9th grader, and he hasn't played for maybe 2 weeks. You wonder how effective he's going to be.
Yeah, that's true. But we're down to the crunch time of the year now, and certainly we like to see the Eagles undermanned tonight with only 9 players, get a win and get themselves, ready for the playoffs. We will be watching what happens. We encourage you fans to come out for the home game with Upper Dublin, our last game. That's going to be an interesting game.
Upper Dublin's got a pretty good record. I'm anxious to see that game with Upper Dublin. I think that'll tell us a lot. See, as I said, our league, they seem to have poor records, but it might be because they're all good teams beating each other. It's when we get into playing the teams in the other leagues that we'll just see how good we really are.
Yeah, actually, these tight games this year have helped because we remember 4 or 5 years ago, we would blow out teams by 30, 35 games. 35 points rather. Now, at least, we've been in some tight games, and I think that's going to help us as we move into the playoffs. We'll be back for tip-off very shortly. Again, Norristown Eagles taking on Central Bucks East. The Eagles win. They are their division champs.
Good evening. This is Barry Spencer, principal of Norristown Area High School. I have a special honor this evening to thank Mr. Dom Conicelli for the kind contribution of our new scoreboards this year, replacing our 22-year-old boards from the beginning of the school. Mr. Conicelli, I would like to present you with this plaque, which reads, Narston Area High School to Conacelli Autoplex in appreciation of your generous support, 1995. And I would also like to give you one of our basketball hats so that you can share with our good team and our season and our school. Dom, I'd like to thank you very much for the scoreboards, and we appreciate your kind consideration of Narston Area High School.
You're very welcome. Why you were so worried about saying that to him?
Why, did he give this?
No, he didn't. He was fine. So that's the deal. Now I want to see I want to make sure. I want him to fill that form out and put it in your hand.
Now we're starting out for the Eagles. Number 3, Omar Jenkins.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just a minute or so away from tip-off. For Central Bucks East, we're going to be going with 2 11th graders and 2 10th graders. A very young team. Number 15, 6 foot 11th grader Steve Servino. Number 3, 5 foot 11 inch 12th grader Ed Graff. Number 31, 6 foot 2 inch 11th grader Scott Mellors. Number 43, 6 foot 2 inch 10th grader Craig Pennicow. And number 11, 5 foot 9 inch 10th grader Matt Wood. And Frank, I was told that they're a very small team, but they're a very smart team. And it'll be interesting to see whether our height can dominate or whether the fact that they play together. Remember, Council Rock impressed us here, so did Finsbury as a very smart team.
Well, this is a team we beat in December and didn't have too much trouble with. Okay, we're going to pause for the national anthem. Norristown cheerleaders, led by senior captains Heather DePiro, Laurie Lester, and Tammy Kane. And the rest of the senior squad, Chris Montleone, Dolores Higgins, Missy Mazzarelli, Mia Hong, Jackie Michelonis, Megan Updike, Tina Scott, Erica Smith, Amanda Bobb, and Jackie Fryer.
Got a scouting report of our broadcast, Frank, from some people, and the comment was they told us we should talk about basketball every once in a while. They say we're talking about where people were going for dinner and about the cheerleaders, etc. Now I know that wasn't me, that was you and Neil, so you two are going to have to bear the brunt of that one.
That's because I don't know anything about basketball.
Eagles going with Griffin, Jenkins. Love that, did you hear that? Nealman, Lever, Thompson in the starting lineup for the Eagles. Ball controlled by number 3, who is Graff. Graff gives over to number 11, that's Wood. Servino with the ball now. Thompson playing him. And as always, Frank, Lofton Thompson gets the opponent's high scorer. Dry shot missed there. That was number 31, Mellors. Rebound by Mellors, no. Battle under the boards. Griffin off, over to Thompson. Thompson goes to Lever. Eagles coming back. Central Bucks in it, looks like a zone. There goes Griffin, turnaround jumper, it's around, no good. Griffin back with a rebound. Another offensive rebound, he's got it. Jason Griffin, first 2 of the game.
It looks like we're just going to have a little too much rebounding for Central Bucks tonight. Hopefully.
That's Graff. Graff back to Wood. Wood is number 11. He looks for Graff, finds him. Thompson playing him now. There goes Graff on a drive under, nothing there. Nealman with a rebound. Out to Jenkins. Jenkins across, aimed at Lever, threw it behind him. Eagles had a 2-on-1 that time. Goes awry, however. So it'll be Graff with inbound. Eagles are back to their full court pressure. comes down to Mellors. Mellors at 6'2", the tallest player for Central Bucks. Very small team. Graf. 43 is Penacale. Out to Wood. Wood with a jumper. No. Griffin with a rebound. To Lever. Up court is Jenkins. There goes the pass. Jenkins misses. Rebound comes off for Penacale. Penacale, another 6'2", 10th grader. Here's Servino. Servino, the big scorer. Doesn't have anything there. To Penacale, the jumper up, in and out.
Norristown effectively out-rebounding Central Bucks tonight, as expected.
Foul is on Mellors.
Team.
Foul is first, team first.
Over the back. And the Eagles certainly tonight, Frank, should dominate the backboards.
I would think so.
Jenkins moving over to the right. Stops, finds Thompson. Thompson underneath, there's Griffin. Ooh, and there's a foul, clear foul, Penacale. And Frank, it looks to me like the Eagles' plan is to go underneath the Griffin early. No one's going to stop them there.
They can throw that ball under there all night. The Central Bucks, the Patriots, they just aren't going to be able to jump with us.
So it'll be Griffin for 2 shots. And here's something we certainly want to look at between now and the end of the year. How well are the Eagles going to shoot their fouls? We'd ask Neil Schaefer, our able stat man, to, if he could, keep us up to date on these Eagles foul shooting. Very important thing. Griffin with 1 out of 2. Eagles up 3-0, 6:11 left in the first quarter. Wood with the ball. Eagles with full court pressure. Nealman just misses the steal. Mellors over to Penacale. Penacale has it. First 2 for Central Bucks East. Handled the press very effectively that time. Got the easy shot. Eagles back with Lever. Looks like Central Bucks in a man-for-man now. Pass to Lever. Loses it. Jenkins to Lever. Nice pass. Ball out of bounds. Turnover. Graf to inbounds. Over to Wood. Wood on the drive. Oh! I think we're going to have a foul that time on Omar Jenkins.
Eagles again starting with a full court press, which is something they've just done the last couple weeks, hoping to get.
It's pretty effective press too.
Yeah, I think they're just hoping to get more points on a transition game.
Yeah. Now here they go into man-to-man pressure. Wood on the ball. Jenkins playing him. Jenkins very, very quick. Ball over to Servino. Thompson on him. Servino's the big scorer. Back to Graf. Graf with a jumper from the foul line. He's got it. Central Bucks East takes a 4-3 lead.
Central Bucks shooting a high percentage, which they're going to have to do to win this game because they're not going to get that many rebounds.
Here goes Thompson. Thompson with a jumper. Yes, Lofton Thompson. His first 2. Central Bucks playing a man-to-man. And I don't think they're going to stop Norristown with a man-to-man. Here comes Wood. Wood to Penacale. Penacale finds Servino. Good fake. Thompson goes by him. Servino with a bucket. Central Bucks East 6, Norristown 5, 4:57 and counting in the first quarter. Jenkins at the top of the key. Wood playing him. Over to Lever. Into Griffin. Griffin with a spin move underneath. Yes. Here comes Servino. Jumper up. No. Rebound Mellors. Lose it. Battle. Lever comes off. Ball stolen by Wood. There goes Mellors. Mellors doesn't have it. Hits it off of Lever's end.
Central Bucks missing a 3-on-1.
Comes Lop in for Nealman for Norristown. And Frank, I heard the Central Bucks East coach yelling that you can't play behind. That guy's going to have to front Griffin, or they're not going to have any luck at all in stopping him. Lop with the ball over to Lever. Lop is in for Nealman. Here comes Lever. Lever battled by Graf. Comes outside to Lop. Lop launches a 3. No good. Rebound to Mellors. Ball goes down to Servino on the move. He's got it. Central Bucks East goes back to a 1-point lead as we go under 4.
Now it's confusing as to who called a timeout. Apparently nobody really did, but the ref thought someone did.
Norristown timeout. Eagles trail by 1, 8-7. There's 3:59 left here in the first period. And again, remind you, Teddy Monaco told me before the game that East is a very smart team. So far they've handled the press fairly well.
Here we have the Norristown cheerleaders. Morristown girls had a tough game today. They were behind most of the game, but they ended up beating Central Bucks 63-61, pulling it out in the final minute of the game.